So I've done a few challenge videos in the past, and by past I mean like I did one 2 weeks ago. But I decided to change up the format a bit, because thinking about it, you can pretty much beat a Pokemon game with any Pokemon. So instead of posing the question as can you, I'm going to switch it up a bit and kind of talk more about the difficulty of it. So like obviously if I do Leddyba, KABU is absolutely going to rinse me. Since that's the case and we're going to be mixing everything up, if you have any suggestions, I am all ears for future videos because let's be honest, I'm like mid-identity crisis with my channel anyways. So yeah, let's just jump right into the video.
In my time. Yeah. Rolling, I can never get enough. I've been up too long and I way too drunk, but we straight up in it and we feeling.
So Zeraora is a Pokemon much like Marshadow that I feel just didn't get enough love, probably even less than Marshadow did. Granted, it's not like it got a whole movie or anything, but that's neither here nor there. Today, we're going to be taking on the Galar region with our pal Zeraora here. As far as stats go, we can see right off the bat, it's fast and hits pretty hard. Its move pool isn't anything particularly impressive, if I'm being honest, and it doesn't get its signature move Plasma Fist until level 88, which we're definitely not going to be hitting in this run. I think the way I'm going to go about this series is before every gym challenge, give a prediction rating, just based on what I know in my sense of the game, between 1 and 5. 1 being the easiest and 5 being the hardest, with 3 sort of being like a neutral difficulty. Then after I beat said gym, give it an actual rating based on how hard of a time I actually had with it. I think I'll do all my predictions before I even start playing, and go from there. But like I said, since this is totally uncharted territory for me, if you have any suggestions, feel free to drop them below, or come and join our Discord and make some suggestions in there. I'd really like to get you guys involved in this and make a great series. Feel free to leave your predictions down in the comments with me as well. I mean, one of us has to be right, or, you know, at least close. Yeah, I think that about sums up this video, so let's go ahead and give it a shot, shall we? So to start, MILO only has 2 Pokemon, but they both resist my stab move, which at this point will still probably be Spark. So I'm thinking my strategy for this one is to kind of just spam power-up punches, ensuring I can hopefully one-shot his Eldegoss before it one-shots me. Maybe just throw in some Snarls to drop its special attack and whatnot. For my difficulty prediction, I think I'm going to go with a 3 for this one, since it won't be hard, but it also won't be super easy. Before actually taking on MILO, I decided to check around and see if there were any TMs or TRs I could have access to this early in the game, and unfortunately there weren't any. Zeraora's move pool actually gives him a couple of flying and fire type moves to learn, but alas, none of them were obtainable this early in the game. I think that didn't really matter in the end though, because the battle pretty much went as predicted. I got in 3 power-up punches against Mon 1. I don't think I was supposed to read that. Made sure to heal up, and traded blows with Eldegoss whilst we were both in G-Max form. I think overall MILO's actual difficulty was probably around the 2 mark, maybe even like a 1.5. I probably could have done this battle in my sleep, but if he lucked out and got a crit or something on me, it would have been a much different story. All in all though, I took him down with relative ease, so with that we have 1 down and 7 to go. Next up is NESSA. I think my strategy here is pretty much going to follow suit with MILO's. I'll get a couple power-up punches in to boost my physical attack, maybe 1 or 2, and then just spam Spark from there. I don't think it'll be that hard or requires much explanation, so I'm going to predict NESSA here is going to be a 1. Before heading on to NESSA though, I actually stopped on this bridge to pick up some stat boosting feathers. Meanwhile, Hop thought it fitting to stop me from my vibe, so naturally I had to crush him and assert my dominance. I won't say the battle against NESSA was easy, but I will say I was playing with one hand, eating popcorn, and catching up on my hero through the whole gym. So the battle against NESSA, I pressed the A button like 4 times and smashed it. So NESSA definitely gets a 1 here. I'm actually expecting KABU to be a bit difficult, and the first gym I may have to bust out some X items in. He's got 2 Mons that can burn me, and as a physical attacker right now, I'm not a huge fan of that. If If I play it right though, I should be good. Maybe pick up a Ross Berry and throw it on Dog here. Maybe I'll play the crit route with Slash and an attack boost. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll figure it out along the way. So I guess I'll give KABU here 4, because I don't think he'll make me want to put my head through a wall, but he will come very close to it. So I kick off my battle against KABU with a power-up punch and get burned, just as I predicted. I don't see the point in healing off the burn, as Ninetales will just burn me again, so I use this as an opportunity to just build up my attack with power-up punches, since I don't think there is really much he can do to me. After about 3 attacks, I potion myself up just in case, heal off my burn, and then finish off Ninetales. Arcanine comes out with Intimidate to drop my attack again, but I go ahead and Dynamax, set up Electric Terrain with Max Lightning, and take down the Arcanine before it has a chance to do anything useful. And then one-shot the Giant Bug. I think honestly this battle was probably around the 3 mark. It wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be, but had I not broken out the healing items, it definitely would have been a challenge. And since I'm playing through this on Sword version, it's going to be our 4th gym leader. Again, I think this will be one that I try and hit hard with special moves, since fighting types have a higher physical defense. Again, I don't think this one will be too challenging, so my prediction is going to be a 3. So before I actually took on this gym, I went to go and collect a few TRs to power up my lad here. I actually wanted to look into Bounce, but that was Battle Tower only. So instead of all that, I actually picked up Thunderbolt and Blaze Kick. So I started off this battle with an X special, as I planned on running special moves here. So I zap her Hitmontop into submission, out comes her Pangoro, which also drops to a Thunderbolt. And wait, pretty much everything here just dies to Thunderbolt now. And for that, she nets herself a 2 in terms of difficulty. I didn't need to heal or anything really, I just kind of juiced my special attack up. So Opal was the bane of my Marshadow run, but since we're back with a brand new Mon, I'm proud to announce I am no longer cowering in fear. I don't think Opal will be much of a challenge, but that being said, I don't have any super effective moves. So that's where the challenge will lie. So my prediction for Opal is going to be a solid 3. I started off my battle versus Opal with an X special, boosting my special attack so I could not take any chances in here. I did however end up using a super potion when Mawile came in, as well as an antidote to cure myself of the poisoning. Other than that though, I just kind of blew through her team with super juiced up Thunderbolts. Her Mawile drops, her Togekiss definitely drops. I then G-Max, drop the Max Lightning on her Alchemy, and it clings on with barely any health left. Its return attack hardly did anything, and we just finish it off from there. As far as difficulty goes, I think Opal snags herself a solid 4 because I did end up using a couple of healing items. I think GORDIE is kind of a joke gym leader, so my prediction is naturally going to be a 1, and yeah, I mean that's GORDIE for you. As much as I want to give GORDIE a 1 here for the actual difficulty, I'll be generous and give him a 2. I didn't use any items to boost my stats or anything to heal. I, for some reason, just kind of spammed power-up punches though. I think I would have just been better off thunderbolting everything, but you know, that's hindsight. Again, I think this one will be fairly easy. I mean, it's a bunch of dark types. I'm sure I could slap a few power-up punches in here and do some damage. I'm thinking a solid 2 or 3 for this one. So what actually happened is I hit the wild area to try and snag a few more TRs for upcoming battles. I hunted a little bit for Aura Sphere and picked up the Scrafty since we need a second Mon for the next 2 gyms anyway. I also went ahead and looked around for the Grass Knot TR as well, since that'll be useful in the future. I also figured I'd stock up on X specials and that should last me through the rest of the game. So with all that out of the way, it's time to face PIERS, or PIERS. PIERS? My first Aura Sphere doesn't exactly do as much damage as I had hoped it would, and his payback hurt a lot more than I expected it to, forcing me to break out the healing items already. He hits me with a sand attack, but much like me, Aura Sphere just doesn't miss. I toss in the X special here, and from this point on, I pretty much just wreck his team. I take down Scrafty, then Malamar. I try to predict the Obstruct on Obstagoon here and go for another Hyper Potion, but he attacks. So I just wash him with an Aura Sphere. Skunk Tank comes in to Sucker Punch, but I just shock it with a juiced up Thunderbolt and claim the 7th badge. Overall, I think I could have played this one better, so I'm gonna give PIERS a 4, I think. If I would have led with the X item, I think this would have definitely been a 3, but I didn't, so cheers to PIERS. Hey, that rhymed. I definitely think I'm going to struggle here with RAIHAN quite a bit. I mean, it's a double battle, so I'm taking double the beatings, assuming they don't hit the partner. So for my RAIHAN prediction, I'm going to give him a solid 4. So I led this one off by using Grass Knot on the Flygon, using Scrafty to buff my special attack up. So what, sue me, I gotta do what I gotta do. Next turn, I decide to take out the Gigalith because Flygon's attacks aren't really doing too much. In comes Sandaconda, which doesn't last long as it goes down to a Grass Knot, of course. In comes Big Boy Duraludon to take Aura Sphere to the face, going down in one hit since my dog is really strong. All that's left to do is clean up Flygon and advance on to Leon. Leon has always been the challenge of these challenge runs for me, so I think for that reason alone, Leon here is going to get a 5 as his prediction rating, just because of that. So let's see if I've learned anything through these runs, shall we? So versus Leon, I died the first time. I'm not even going to go into it, but I just died. I flat out got absolutely destroyed. So moving on from that, let's jump straight into it. As per usual, I decided to boost my specials. Leon didn't take his time in jumping right into the action as he hits me with a Shadow Ball right off the bat. So I heal up and hit him straight up with a Thunderbolt. Out comes Haxorus, and since I'm shaking at how much damage its Earthquake will do, I go straight for the Dynamax. I hit him with the Max Lightning and take it down, following up with the Max Overgrowth on his Seismitoad, which totally wasn't my only reasoning for getting Grass Knot, by the way. Cinderace comes out and drops to a Max Lightning as well, and these scariest threats in my opinion are now out of the way. Dragapult lives a Thunderbolt, but basically heals me with that Shadow Ball, and of course G-Max Zard drops to a Thunderbolt in one hit. Life is good here. Overall, I'd say this run was actually much easier than the Marshadow run, which really surprised me, honestly. I know, they're both pretty easy, but, you know, I thought Marshadow was stronger. And that's all I got for you guys today. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe for more Pokemon content. Definitely give me suggestions on just like anything, I guess, Mons you want to see, how to format this, specifically how to format this, because I don't, do you guys care about the predictions? I mean, I'll ask all those in my Discord if you want to join. I'll leave a link, like I said. Okay, but that's all I got for you guys today. Bye.